Yo, what's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I'm going to show you a young lady who's going to be talking about how some dude flew her out, spent a lot of money on her just so that he could smash, right? And what I want you to pay attention to is the fact that she also is in this situation, spending all this time and energy, right, with the guy because he's basically tricking. But let's start this. I'm gonna start it, stop it, and we're gonna go into this. All right, let's go.
So story time about how an influencer flew me out round trip first class to Miami, put me in a 4-bedroom condo, and then left me here. So this guy.
So she's saying that some influencer dude flew her out to this condo, spent all this money flying her out, bringing her into the spot. And then he basically going to hear that he smashed and then he bounced, right? See, the problem with this is that he could have smashed and bounced without actually spending all this money. But let's continue.
Super popular, popped up on my FYP, and I slid into his DMs on Instagram one night, and the rest was history. We've been talking casually since November. He kept saying, I'm gonna.
Okay, so basically she says she slid into his DM. See, this is why I tell you guys about all this choosing signal shit, right? Because what happens is that sometimes women will choose you because they see that you're a sucker. You understand what I'm saying? That's the issue, right? See, I've had, younger chicks slide into my DMs like 22, 23-year-olds talking about, hey, what's up, daddy? Hey, daddy Locario, all that other stupid shit. When they realize and they check my page and they realize that I'm not a mark, then they kind of fell back and this is why certain women know better than to DM me on some bullshit. But what I'm telling you guys is don't think that just because a woman is DMing you that she's interested in who you are. She could be DMing you because she sees you as a fucking sucker. But let's continue.
Fly you out, I promise, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple weeks ago, he was like, hey, you want to come see me? So I was like, yeah, absolutely, I do. And so we went over weekends that worked best. He gave me the option of seeing him in Dallas, where he lives, or in Miami, where he was visiting. And I was like, fuck no, I don't want to go to Miami with all those pretty people. Dallas is more my vibe. So he calls me last.
So she's saying, well, I don't want to go to Miami. It's all those pretty people. Dallas is more the vibe. So what she's essentially saying is she doesn't want any competition in these situations where she could have the upper hand in a Dallas situation because she may be the best looking woman in those situations, wherever they're going to be at and whatever they're going to do, which is going to reinforce, right, the feeling that he would have dealing with this woman because he thinks she's hot. But let's continue.
Week and gets all of my details, verifies my birthday, yada yada. Sends the flight to my email, and he booked it first class. Didn't have to ask, he just did it. So I'm pumped because I'm like, why the fuck would this guy book me first class? He could have just paid for an economy ticket and I would have been happy. I get my nails.
So she's saying that I'm hyped because why would he do this first? He could have just paid for economy and it would have been cool, right? But she's pumped. Why? Because she's like, this guy is a super trick. He's going to spend more money on me in this situation. Let's continue.
Done. I tan. You all know I was crashing out about this. I was getting no details from this man. I was like, where are we staying? Are you picking me up? And this is when, again, we're going to Dallas. He's like, I'll pick you up from the airport. I'm actually going to get you your own hotel room that's right next door to my apartment complex because he doesn't like overnights and thought it'd be better if I had my own space. Whatever. Fine. Calls me a couple of days ago and says, hey, actually, I'm still in Miami and I don't want to fly back to Dallas to have to meet you there to then come back to Miami because I got a new apartment and I'm moving into my new apartment on Wednesday. So I'm rerouting you. You're coming to Miami. I had to repack my entire wardrobe because the vibes for Dallas are very different than Miami. There was also a big snowstorm coming. So I was like, okay, fine. Maybe.
Now I want to stop this real quick to notice something, right? Think about this. This woman who she's DM'd this guy for a little bit on the, the whatever, Instagram, TikTok, I don't know what it is, right? And, this influencer. But isn't it interesting how she has so much time to fly out to Dallas and fly out to come see him in Miami and all this other stuff, right? And what you got to understand is that a lot of these women, right, who, let's say, for example, will be considered conventionally attractive, or a lot of guys will think they're attractive. What they do and what they know is that they know that there are certain guys who will do a lot for them because of their looks. They'll give them money and, make shit happen in that context. So if they have all this time, it usually means that they have, a few guys sponsoring them, giving them money, sending them stuff in order for them to have the time to fly out and do all this other extra shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because the average chick who's working a 9 to 5, she ain't got time to just be flying from here to there. Even if, let's say, for example, a chick was an entrepreneur and she's working on some things in her business, right? A lot of times you're not going to have all of this time to fly back and forth and do all this stuff. Now, depending upon your situation, as far as if she's like been making money as an entrepreneur, then that's one thing. But in general, right, most women and most people just don't have that type of time. So the fact that she has this type of time, what it says or what it can show is that this woman is using guys for their money in these particular situations. Again, I don't know this woman. I'm just assuming based on this particular thing. I could be wrong. I'm just saying that this could be it, because the thing is, women know that guys will respond to them or react to them a certain way based on how they look, and they know that they can get a man to pay for a lot of things based on them doing it because they think they look a certain way. But let's continue.
This is for the better. Fast forward, flight is rebooked and the flights suck. I originally for Dallas was getting there at like 5 p.m. and I wasn't leaving until 6 p.m. on Sunday. With the new Miami flights, I didn't land in Miami until 11 p.m. on Friday, and then my flight leaving was at like 11 a.m. on Sunday. I was like, that sucks. I'm only gonna have 24 hours. Whatever, flight was yesterday. I land, and he's like, hey, let me know when you land and I'll send you a car. And I said, but wait, I thought you were picking me up. And he goes, yeah, but my car is in Dallas. You motherfucker, you could have Ubered to the airport and picked me up and Ubered back with me. So now I'm already really annoyed. He sends me an Uber picks me up, brings me to the place that he got for me. Again, can't complain too much. Again, 4 bedrooms and hello. But I text him.
Now, what I want to say real quick is this woman in the story, she's going to talk about how they end up smashing, right? So she wanted to smash, but the question is, how bad did she want to smash, right? Because the question would be, would this woman have traveled all that way, right, for him on her dime? You understand? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And the answer is usually no. You understand? Which means that she's not really about it. She's more about the feeling or the experience of dealing with this particular guy who's going to do all of these things for her. But let's continue.
The Uber dropped me off and he comes down to get me from the lobby. Doesn't take my bags, doesn't offer to take my bags. We get up to the room and he just like plops on the couch. I'm like, okay, sick. He immediately wants to cuddle, so whatever. Again, I found him online, so like I felt a little bit more intimacy than there would have been if it was just like a rando stranger that you match with online. I don't know. I thought he was hot. My one stipulation on this trip was I told him, I said, you need to get tested. I reminded him like 2, maybe 3 times, but at least twice. He's like, yes, Angel, I will. Guess what he didn't do? So like I was pissed. You didn't pick me up at the airport. There were no flowers or anything here. He didn't have like snack. I don't know, like nothing. Like I felt like he wasn't prepared. And he didn't get tested. And he's like, well, I brought condoms. I originally was not going to touch him if he didn't get tested. I did end up cracking.
So she tells him to get the test. He didn't do it. He didn't pick her up at the airport. He didn't do all these other things, right? Again, would this woman do all this on her own? You understand? The answer is no. So the things you guys got to understand is that there's certain guys who have to trick in order to make things happen with women. But let's continue.
Using protection. Because again, it was my internet crush. Am I gonna not? He flew me all the way out here. Let's be so for real. So we crack, watch TV, we're doing our thing, giggling, having a good time. He's asking me what I want to do the next day, what I want to see in Miami. And he leaves this place at 3:30 in the morning to go back to his place. Before he left, I was like, so what time tomorrow? He goes, oh, I don't know. I'll text you when I wake up. I'll see you tomorrow. And leaves. Not a goodbye kiss, nothing. He gives weird vibes. Oh, left a detail. After we cracked, he goes, I want to put on my comfort show. You won't guess what his comfort show is. Dahmer. The stranger off the internet flew me out, doesn't do what he says he's going to, and then puts on his comfort show to watch with me, and it's Dahmer.
Now, we don't have to get to the rest of this thing because this, she's not really saying anything too much after this, but this is the key you got to take away from this, right? Is that this motherfucker, what he's doing is that he's paying for a very expensive one night stand. And so the entire situation between her and him is a trick whole relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got to play a little bit more because there was a part in there, because I've watched this before, where he sent her a message. I want to get to that part.
He's like laughing during it. Mind you, he was high. He was very, very high. He got me high. And it was at that point, I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo. I said this to him. I said, what is wrong with you that you have to import pussy? I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I was like,
She said, what is wrong with you that you have to import pussy? So remember, she's like, oh, he's cute, he's hot, I like this guy. But then she's saying to him, what's wrong with you that you have to do this? You see what I'm saying? See, when you guys trick, even if a woman is participating interaction with you, she don't respect you for the situation. Now, keep in mind, he doesn't respect her either, which is why he's treating her like a hoe. But this is what happens when it's a trick hole relationship in these particular situations.
Just did that. And he was like, yeah, but even if we just like hung out, like that was enough for me. Like I wanted to meet you. Sure. No, but seriously, this guy like all in paid like $3,000 for me to be here. I don't hear from him, don't hear from him, don't hear from him. And then I get this text message.
All right, so this is where I'll stop it at. So she said he paid $3,000 for this entire thing. Then she says that he sends this text, says, hi, I'm headed to the airport, going back to Dallas because my car was towed last week and I'm just now getting a fucking call about it. And I'm going to go ahead and ship it out tomorrow with a friend's company. Apologies for the last minute leaving, but here is for a new hotel room. It was lovely to meet you. I'll come down to Vermont soon to make up for this bullshit. And he sends her $250, I guess Cash App or whatever, for another hotel room. You see what I'm saying? So this dude, his whole entire situation was tricking, right? She was interacting with this guy because he was willing to pay her way and do all this other extra shit, right? So the woman, she basically was just going along with the fact that he would be tricking and doing all that other stuff with her. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you have beautiful women dealing with a lot of these guys, understand that sometimes what will happen is that they'll interact with a guy who is going to be tricking, right? Now, this guy, he could have, for example, had like a girlfriend back home or, some other shit going on, which is why he wanted to get her there, smash real quick and then keep it pushing, right? But either way, why would he spend over $3,000 to do it? See, it would have been better if he was able to get her to say, hey, I'm going to be in Miami. Come over here and meet me in Miami. She goes on her own dime. They meet up in Miami. They hook up and then he keeps it moving. But no, he had to have money as a buffer between those things. And this is what happens when you don't have game. When you don't have game, you have to use a lot of money and a lot of all this other extra shit and spend a lot, of time talking to her in the DMs and all that other stuff to make things happen. All right. So guys, listen, if you need help, and I know you do, go to badboymembership.com and shoplocario.com, and I'll holler at you later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. If you're tired of spending your time, money, and energy on women just to find out that they're not sexually attracted to you, they're not trying to hook up or anything like that, or if you get into a long-term relationship with a woman who doesn't respect you, who's giving you a headache, having a lot of attitude, if you're tired of these things happening, right? Make sure you go to shoplocario.com to get my program, Master the Vetting Process, because vetting is a very, very important thing when it comes to the dating game. And if you don't vet women, you are going to be unsuccessful in any situation when you're dating. So make sure you go to shoplocario.com right now to get your copy today. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Click the link below or go straight to mr.locario.com to get the documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything he says, I say, yeah, it's this guy, it's on point, you know. This guy is good. This guy is how he's supposed to be.